Hello and welcome back to episode 12 of the Julii Very Hard campaign. We have finally finished our conquest of Greece, splitting it right down the middle with the Bruttii. They got the Macedonian half, Thessalonica, Larissa, Thermon, and Apollonia. We held on to Sparta, Corinth, and Athens, and we also managed to pick up Rhodes and Halicarnassus. So we did exactly what we set out to do in the Greek campaign, which is to pick up several wonders of the world. We got the statue of Zeus at Olympia, and we got the Colossus of Rhodes. We also got the mausoleum at Halicarnassus, which is not too important, but it is nice to have the trio there. And now we have to decide what we want to do with the rest of Asia Minor. Definitely need to make sure that we knock the Greeks out of the game because we don't want to have random enemies of the state hanging out long term, but I'm not sure that there's much point in pushing in further to Asia Minor, because it kind of feels like we're going to be overextending if we do that. So there's an argument for us kind of abandoning this conquest and just heading up to finish off the Thracians to halt the Bruttii expansion in that direction. Although, along the same terms, we could pick up at least the coastal cities here to discourage the Bruttii from pushing into Asia Minor. So we'll see. I haven't yet decided exactly what I want to do with potentially fighting Pontus, dealing with Asia Minor, how we want to use Marcus the Cruel and his army going forward. In northern Africa, we are still fighting against the Numidians. They've once again besieged us at Carthage, and I think we'll be able to defend the city fairly easily. We've got some decent archers in the city, not enough to sally out and defeat Mutinies and his little army here, but definitely enough to defend from the city walls. We also have Luca Ostorius bringing some reinforcements from Leptis Magna, and he's going to pick up some more reinforcements as he passes by Thapsus, and then some more reinforcements from Carthage, and head over to potentially try and take care to off the Numidians. We really want to knock the Numidians out of the game soon because we want to have kind of a safety net in the same way that I was talking about it being bad if we overextend into Asia Minor. If we're able to conquer all of Northern Africa, we will have a cardinal direction of the map where nothing bad can come from that direction, right? So if we can totally take out Northern Africa, we won't have to worry about defending the south of the map anymore. And we can just focus on pushing into Spain, knock the Spanish out of the game, and then focus on attacking the Gauls, pushing north. And we will be just isolating the number of directions from which threats can appear. And that will make the world safer, whereas pushing into the east makes the world scarier because it brings us closer to the Egyptians, who we are already at war with, to the Parthians, to Pontus, to Armenia, to all kinds of nasty enemies out in the east. As far as our eternal conflict with the Gauls, we still have Manius Julius here. He has been defending this bridge outside of Mediolanium for 2 decades at this point, but I wanted to push him forward and seize this bridge and then go up and siege the second bridge and besiege Massilia. But we got caught here by Lugatorix, and we're not on a bridge. So Lugatorix has the opportunity to attack us with a pretty big army here. On the bright side, we are still with our back to a mountain, so hopefully we'll have some high ground if he attacks us. And Manius Julius, he doesn't look it, but he's a very good commander. So I'm confident that he will do well if we're attacked by Lugatorix. But just in case, because I don't want to lose that army, which is really the only thing defending us against the Gauls, I'm going to send a couple of generals from Segesta and Mediolanium just for now, so that we have some heavy cavalry to assist if we get attacked by Lugatorix. And we're going to need to do some shuffling around to make Mediolanium and Segesta calm down. They're not too happy about that, and we don't want to leave Segesta empty, but at the end of the turn we'll have some Hastati here so that a random rebel doesn't seize Segesta in the meantime. But yeah, that'll be okay for now. We just want to have enough heavy cavalry here so we don't lose this army and have to deal with Lugatorix running around in northern Italy. Another front that we are very nervous about is the conflict with the Thracians. Decius Julius is here with an okay army. He has 4 units of Principes, some war dogs, a couple of Illyrians, a half-strength unit of Bisterni, not the best army that we have anywhere in the Empire. And he is up against Captain Epticentus, which is almost a full-stack army of the Thracians, and then another almost full-stack army of the Thracians, Captain Diazelmis. And he's kind of encircled on both sides by these Thracian armies, so I need to eventually fight them, but I'm waiting for reinforcements. We have Vibius Julius in Salona. Next turn, we'll be able to bring him into Decius Julius's army, and we also have some Hastati and archers with Admiral Oppius right here, so we'll be able to drop them off next turn as well. And then we'll have a better chance fighting Captain Epticentus here, with a little bit of long-range military support and some more heavy cavalry. So hopefully we can knock out these two armies and start pushing towards Bilosaurus so we can stop the flow of armies coming from Thrace, because I am getting fed up with them. We have a couple of loose biremes hanging out in the Mediterranean that aren't doing anything, and I'm going to bring them down to Carthage just in case we want to use them for ferrying Luca Astorius and his reinforcements once they make it up to Carthage. And I think other than that, we're ready to end this turn. Really worried about the situation with Thrace here and the situation up here with Manius Julius, but let's go ahead and end the turn. Okay, we're attacked by these Egyptians over here by Crete. That's okay. Honestly surprised we won that. Admiral Galerius, well done. We're just trying to get him to a port city at this point. But okay, we are attacked by Lugatorix, and previously his command was showing as 4 stars. So why did it go up to 10 stars? Well, because he has some very good traits. Barbarian Turncoat, that's a retinue that gives +1 command when fighting against barbarians, so that goes up to 5. Then we get another +4 command from Great Defender for +4 command when defending. Few are better than this man when defending. The morale of his men shows their confidence in his skill. And that's from defending at this bridge like 30 times, killing probably 30,000 Gauls over the course of the last decade. But yeah, with actually looks like 9 stars of command and 8 wreaths of influence, Manius Julius is going to have a lot of bonus morale, but that is counteracting the already horrible morale of barbarian mercenaries and barbarian cavalry mercenaries. The war dogs will be useful, but not as useful as just having sturdy warband like Lugatorix has. He has 3 stars of command, 5 scrolls of management, 2 wreaths of influence, but nothing that increases or decreases morale. So Lugatorix, he is an okay general, but nothing special like Manius Julius, but he just outnumbers us by 1,000 men. So we really need to be smart with our heavy cavalry, try and cause a break in Lugatorix's army and not get overwhelmed, which it's looking like we might be. So we just need to be intelligent. Hopefully we have the high ground here. Ooh, we're gonna have a foggy battle. Looks like we do have the high ground somewhat. We don't have any missile troops, so it's not like we'll be using the high ground to its maximum advantage, but it is still useful to have the high ground, especially for charging downhill with cavalry. We get some extra damage off of that. Let's get our war dogs and our barbarian mercenaries as close as possible to this border so we can seize the high ground. We want our general to be right in the center of the infantry. And do we want to have the Roman generals hit one flank or hit both flanks? I think maybe all of our cavalry will hit one flank. So what I'll do is commit 3 units of war dogs to the defense of one side, 2 units to the attack of the other, where we're crashing in with our cavalry. And hopefully that is enough to just pause the Gallic army long enough for us to cause a break. So let's go ahead and start the battle. We're gonna seize the high ground here. Let's get our infantry up to this portion of the hill. We want them to be fighting uphill so they're exhausted when they get to us. Let's get our 3 units of war dogs right up here and 2 more units of war dogs on this flank over here. Get all of this cavalry, which is going to be like my shock cavalry, to right here. Get my general right behind the infantry. Okay. And oof, this is going to be very scary. All right, pull up more in a defensive position here. Let's get my war dogs back a little bit, actually. Don't want them to get broken by this cavalry. That's the main thing. Okay. Everyone run into position. Okay. Do we want to be proactive and start this battle? Maybe. Let's release 2 units of war dogs on this flank and go ahead and get my strike cavalry out here. My infantry, everyone, guard mode, use war cry. How do we already have breaks happening? Okay, rally troops, release the dogs. Oh, it's because of this cavalry. I didn't even notice this cavalry charging in. Okay. Fight this cavalry. We just need to focus on this flank. If we can cause a break, we can still win this despite our horrible infantry. This is going really badly. Let's get my war dogs to retreat if they can. Everyone retreat. Can we cause a break over here? Okay, we caused a break. We need another break here. Break this warband. That's really good. Lugatorix died. That's going to help with morale. Don't know how we killed Lugatorix. Alright, General, you try and break this warband. You guys, war cry. Let me get my cavalry to charge into the back of this infantry here. We just need to cause more breaks. Rally troops with my general. You guys just try not to break at this point, alright? We just need our infantry to not break. We are causing breaks on the enemy infantry. We're also getting charged into by the enemy warlord. Even though the actual general himself has died, they're still trying to use that unit as infantry. Okay, let me assign each of these units individually to fighting the general, because sometimes if you command the whole group to attack a unit, they will not listen to you. So by telling them each individually to attack, they're more likely to actually turn on the unit and fight. There we go. We've broken that unit of Warlord's cavalry. So let's reassign my cavalry to chasing down some of the fleeing troops. And we can ignore the fleeing general. He's going to disband at the end of this battle regardless, because the general himself died. Okay, any units that haven't broken yet? Yes, there's some units over here that are fighting some war dogs. That is perfectly fine. We're going to let them do that while we hunt down the fleeing troops. Let's send some light cavalry to chase down these warband that are fleeing. They're almost out of the battlefield, so we may not get them. But just if we're able to get some kills on them, that would be ideal. Okay, is there any fighting that's happening anywhere that's actual fighting? I don't think so. Let's get my infantry drawn up here just in case we need to fight this infantry a little later. And let's keep an eye on my cavalry, make sure they're hunting someone down, try and get as many kills as possible. Okay, who's fleeing? Alright, get this unit of barbarian mercenaries. Get these swordsmen. Okay, this is overall a pretty successful battle. I'm pretty happy with this. Okay, now, who's breaking right now? What happened here? Is there a unit over here? I don't think so. I think that must have just broken earlier. Yeah, I think this warband is just the warband taking casualties is just the war dogs over here. Continue the battle. This unit broke. They're going to hunt them down. I'm going to reassign some cavalry to chase down these fleeing troops. Let the war dogs get some kills. Very nice. All right. And let me actually snap back over here. Was there a fleeing unit that we didn't finish off? No, not really. We're getting them all. Beautiful. Okay, this last unit, how many are left here? 29. Speed this up. That was pretty clean, all things considered. We were dealing with 2,500 troops. We lost 20% of our army. So I'm happy with that. Killed 2,418 of them, so that army will disband. Lugatorix is dead, and we only took 297 casualties. So not too bad. Was a little bit messy at moments, but that's how it's going to be when you're fighting with barbarian mercenaries. Looks like they are trying to hit a flank through the north pass of the Alps to attack us at Mediolanium this way. But I still think I want to seize this bridge. So let's send Manius Julius. Oh, I want to send him all the way up. No, we can't make it with... We can't make it with the war dogs and all that. Okay, let's send Manius Julius with his war dogs to this bridge. Just hold this bridge. We're going to give him 2 units of barbarian mercenaries. These 2 units with experience. And then let's send... Ooh, Aemilius the Mean. Cold manner, miserly. Oh yeah, he's mean. Who do we want to send? I think we should send these generals back to their cities because they're really good managers, so they're making a lot of money for our cities. And then we'll send Captain Canius to this bridge. When we see some more Gauls pushing in, probably next turn we'll spot them with this tower, then we'll bring some more reinforcements here. Maybe bring some Hastati down from Mediolanium, that's good. And some Hastati from Segesta. We can actually put some good Roman troops on this bridge. And eventually we'll disband these barbarian mercenaries when they're no longer needed. There we go. So we managed to move up to the next set of bridges. Next turn, Manius Julius can bring his army to Massilia's bridge if we're able to, and we can just slowly start pushing in towards Gaul. Let's go through our announcements real quick. We got some archers at Arretium. Patavium's getting pretty unhappy with me because of their large population. Keep training more peasants. Can we get that under control? Okay, Patavium is getting a little bit too big. That's why we're bringing some peasants over to cities like Aquincum to move population around. Speaking of, let's go ahead and drop some population at Aquincum. That brings us to 1,968 population there. So in 1 or 2 turns, we'll be up to the next level of town. At Segestica, bring down the tax rate a little bit. They're not too happy there. But let's take the archers from Arretium and we'll bring them up and send them to reinforce this bridge as well next turn. We'll build some more archers here, and in Ariminum we'll build some more Hastati. In Mediolanium we'll build some more war dogs. We just want to have some decent troops here in case we need to send them to help out at Salona or to help out with Manius Julius pushing in towards Massilia. Take a look at our construction report. We completed some mines +1 at Salona. And, ooh, looks like we have grown Salona from a large town to a minor city. Definitely going to do that as soon as possible. Let's go straight up to a governor's palace so we can get up to a minor city. And look how underdeveloped the city is because we grew it so quickly. We grew Salona by enslaving, I think, Corinth, I think it was Corinth that we enslaved. And we dumped like 4,000 population here. So we don't even have a basic barracks. We don't have stables. We don't have a practice range. We have a wooden palisade with 6,000 population. So we definitely need to grow Salona because, this is an underdeveloped city. But at least we're getting it up to a minor city. That's going to be very useful. Get that population growth bonus going back up. And at Corinth, we completed a militia barracks. Ooh, I kind of want a hippodrome, but money is still a bit of an issue. How much would a shipwright be worth? That would be worth an extra 400 trade. We'll go for that. In Rhodes, we got a legion barracks as well. That's pretty useful. How much would a shipwright be worth here? 400 per turn. Very good. We're going to go straight for that. Very good. Halicarnassus, we got a port. Do we want to build roads? Would that help us with trade? No. What would help us here? I think we should focus on public order so we can get over 6,000 population and get up to a minor city. So we'll go ahead and build a Temple of Jupiter level 2 for the extra happiness and law bonus. And I'm really wondering if I should take Sardis this turn. I don't know. Let me send this diplomat that I trained in Halicarnassus around to speak to the Greeks. Oh, do the Greeks have another city over here? Oh, they do have another city over here. So this Greek capital that's under siege, Pergamum, is not the last city of the Greeks. So we might actually want to take Sardis just so we can go knock the Greeks out of the game. But we currently have a mission from the Senate to go speak to the Greeks about anything. And we'll have games thrown in our honor at the Senate's expense if we do that. So I'm going to try and find some Greeks next turn, try and assess how much strength they have here, and try and complete that mission. And I'm very curious if this city will fall to Pontus. I think they're besieging Pergamum. But later this turn, we might take Sardis. We do have onagers and ballistas, so this should be a pretty easy battle here. But we'll take a look at that in a moment. We'll go through the rest of our announcements real quick. We have a new family member, Asinius Julius. Manius Julius got a veteran centurion, +1 to personal security, +1 command when commanding infantry. That's nice. And a military tribune for +1 command when defending. Improves the chances of getting elected to senatorial offices, 10% bonus to your popularity with the Senate. Very good. Manius Julius is getting very good, and he's only 37. He looks a little older, but he's only 37. He might be my best general right now, actually. Good thing he's my factionaire. Take a look at our end of turn report. We did lose 9,700 denarii that turn, but we were spending a lot on construction, and things are improving rapidly. We're making a lot of money. We're making very easy upgrades to some of the port cities out here that are increasing our income rapidly. So don't be fooled. Our economy is doing very well, actually. Let me get Admiral Galerius into safety in the port at Rhodes. And let me retrain his Byreme. We'll build some Principes in Rhodes as well. And we want to get the Principes over from Halicarnassus. We'll do that next turn and get them into Rhodes for retraining. At Halicarnassus, we're building some peasants, so that'll be under control at the end of this turn. Man, we're having general issues with public order all over the Empire right now. Let's bring Luca A little bit closer to Carthage. I am worried about the Numidians. They brought another army, Captain Oxinta, and if they brought this army into Mutinies' army, that would be very scary. So I don't love the look of that. I think we can buy... Can we buy hoplites over here as well? Yes, okay. So let's go all the way up to here, and we'll buy some hoplites. At Thapsus, we have some Principes, which I would love to bring into Leucostorius' army. Yes, we can do that, and then we'll just bring up the frequency of our games in Thapsus temporarily to monthly. Build some more Principes here. Yeah, it is hard to hold on to these really big cities without going up to the next level of city. Like, Carthage is ready to go up to a huge city, but I'm holding off on it because that's very expensive. And once I start doing all of the huge cities, we're going to be in the Marian Reforms, which I will be able to afford in like 20 turns, but right now, not quite. But man, public order is bad in Carthage. We are on low tax rate, daily games. All of our training slots are filled trying to train peasants, and we're at 55% public order. We still have a 44% culture penalty because of our Temple of Baal and some of, Execution Square, some of this Carthaginian stuff that we need to build over. So I really need to work on improving Carthage. I just haven't had a chance to because we've been constantly under siege. So I'm going to bring some ships in to safety inside of Carthage's port. Next turn, Lucca will be able to hopefully relieve Carthage. Honestly, I just hope they attack us at Carthage now, because I think we would win if we were defending, but I just don't want there to be rioting in Carthage because we're getting starved out here. At Palma, it's really hard because I would love to be able to leave Palma and go attack the Numidians at Cirta, but we've got this random Spanish army here, so I don't want to leave Palma undefended. Do we have any mercenaries here? No. We'll wait a few more turns, build some more troops at Palma, and then we can head out to Numidia. I'm guessing once we attack Numidia, they will stop attacking us at Carthage because they'll be distracted. That's what I'm hoping for. At Salona, that army that I was worried about that Decius Julius was squaring up with has moved probably back towards Bilazora. I don't see them right now. They might be up in this mountain pass pushing towards Segestica. But let's circle around to this side of Salona, and we'll square up with Captain Epticentus, grab Vibius Julius out of Salona and the reinforcements that we have on this fleet. And that is a pretty good army. So we're going to square up with the Thracians here. And we don't need these Illyrians. We have enough troops here. If they attack us, we will win that because we do have a good general. We do have a couple of archers, and we've got some decent strength Principes. I do think we'd win that. But let's see if we can spot that other army, see where it went. Did it go back towards Bilazora? Yes, Captain Diazelmus is here, and Epticentus, who was down here, is pushing up, trying to get around to Segestica. They kind of avoid Salona. They don't really go for it, which is fine by me. I want to hold on to Salona. I'm just holding off this battle as long as possible because I think we would win it, but I would prefer they attack us, so they have to march up a hill at us, and we can use defensive advantages, because this is not an overwhelmingly powerful army. Wish we had some legionaries here. Just some kind of battered Principes that we can't easily repair in this part of the world. It does not encourage use of this army. So we're still going to hold off with the Thracians, not engage them immediately. Let's bring this Byreme into Salona for now. And I think we should go ahead and attack at Sardis. Is Halicarnassus under control? Yes, it is. Okay, let's go ahead and bring Marcus the Cruel over and take Sardis. Should be a pretty easy battle here. Captain Arianus. Yeah, just some peltas, heavy peltas, militia cavalry, and some militia hoplites. Should be very quick for Marcus the Cruel. And yeah, with onagers and 2 units of ballistas, we could probably knock down the entire wall of this city. But I'm going to try and use the onagers for targeting infantry inside the city. So I'm going to turn to fire arrows, or fire ammo, I guess. Fire rocks, however we want to call that. And we're going to see if we can land a cheeky little shot on something inside the city. But I'll use the ballistas for knocking down towers and the gates, and probably put a few holes in the walls. Let's target the militia cavalry first with the onagers, because that's the biggest unit just by volume. And let me knock down these towers real quick with my ballistas. Let's see if we can land a shot on these militia cavalry. Missed the first shot. We're probably going to set the city on fire realistically, because The accuracy of the fire ammo is always really bad. Yeah, we're gonna be setting the city on fire. Can we land a shot? No, but the city is burning. So, you know, there's that. Oh, do we have a shot? Do we have a shot? This could be cool. Yeah! That was pretty good. How many did we kill? Okay. About 5 of the militia cavalry. Let's see if we can target the militia hoplites. Kind of a difficult shot. Yeah, the accuracy of onagers is not great. Maybe try switching from fire ammo. But we accidentally broke the front gates open by trying to shoot at the militia cavalry. Can you hit these militia hoplites by any chance? That's probably not a very easy shot. It's probably just gonna bang on the walls here. Oh, actually, not that inaccurate. We'll give them a couple more shots. We'll let the ballistas shoot a hole in the walls right here. And oh, so close. We're almost hitting that unit of hoplites. Knock down these walls over here with the ballistas. Come on, onagers. Should I get them closer? Would they be more accurate? Or I don't know. Oh, okay, we killed one of them. Maybe... I'll give them a couple more shots. See if we can land a cool hit on one of these units.
The gods have smiled on us today. The walls are broken. Our troops should be ordered forward.
Okay, yeah, we hit a couple of these. We'll just keep firing the rest of our rocks while we can. This unit of ballistas, I want to shoot at the heavy peltas. So let's draw them up a little bit closer. Okay, onagers fire at this militia cavalry now. I want to get my Cretans to fire at these militia hoplites, but I feel like they're going to get hit by the onagers because they're so inaccurate. So we're going to hold off for a moment.
Roman military engineering triumphs once more.
Okay, let's enable fire arrows on these ballistas and fire at these heavy peltas. Oh yeah. Only killed one somehow, but still. It's about sending a message. Guys, you're still in range. Why did you move? That was pretty cool. Alright, onagers are pretty fun. Oh, do we have another shot? Nah, this one's gonna miss. We might burn down the shrine to Dionysus, though. We're just letting all the artillery fire at will at whoever they can shoot at, so probably not going to land a lot of shots, but we're just going to let them get some shots off. Kind of terrorize the enemy. Wow, actually took out most of the front line of this unit of hoplites with one thing of the onagers, so well done. Good shot. That's not good for morale. The accuracy is crazy, just randomly going out that direction. Okay, now that the onagers are out of ammo, I'm a little less nervous about sending in my Cretans. So we will go ahead and bring up my ballistas to right here, Cretans in behind them, and we'll just let them fire at will, do as much damage as they can. Again, this isn't a very scary army, so we don't really need to be that careful. We're just having fun. Okay, we're bringing in some hoplites to finish this off, and we'll use my Cretans to draw out the enemy. Go ahead and march up to right here with one unit of hoplites, get the other one to block off this street right here. And this is just militia cavalry, so really nothing to worry about with the hoplites. They will easily win this. Well, maybe not. Okay, let's slow this down. Okay, guys, fight these militia cavalry. Turn around, get your spears in position. There we go. With the spears down, at least, we should win this pretty easily. No? Oh my god. Hoplites are so weird. They are, at the same time, the best unit in the game. And also, they break against militia cavalry? Okay, there we go. Now, it's easy. They just need to get their spears down. Okay. Well, we took some unnecessary casualties, but we are just kind of trying to hurry through this battle. So let's go ahead and get our cavalry in here to finish off these peltas, and the battle will be over. Get my Cretan archers to safety.
Our soldiers have captured the walls. Now is the time to press on and capture this place.
All right, come on. Finish off the last couple ones here. Continue the battle.
Show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running.
There we go. Got a couple more kills. Nice, easy victory. Took 214 casualties, definitely more than we needed to. But did we heal? Okay, we healed some hoplites. That's all right. All right, and we will go ahead and actually enslave Sardis because it's already basically at 0 population. So enslaving will increase the population growth rate here thanks to the slaves that are present. So it'll increase by 0.5%. So bring it down from 600 to 400 population is not really going to harm the population that much, but it will increase the population growth rate in Sardis and in Halicarnassus because we're trading with Sardis. So yeah, that's worth doing since we're already at basically 0 population here. And we got a 4th wonder of the world. There are so many wonders right here. We have the temple or the statue of Zeus, the Colossus of Rhodes, the mausoleum at Halicarnassus, and the temple of Artemis at Ephesus. So let's go ahead and read what this wonder is all about. The capture of this great wonder is a magnificent feat by our troops worthy of any hero of Rome. The temple reduces the cost of new religious buildings by 30% in all settlements. Artemis, the goddess of fertility, hunting, and nature, is honored at a magnificent and beautiful temple at Ephesus, a building filled with precious treasures and artworks. The temple is old, and work there had been sponsored by King Croesus of Lydia, a ruler of enormous, even proverbial wealth, but in its current form is the result of a terrible arson attack by a man, or more accurately, ignorant thug, named Herostratus, who wanted his name to be remembered for all time. The temple was destroyed in 356 BC on the very night Alexander the Great was born, and Plutarch claimed that the goddess was too busy watching over Alexander to look after her temple. The temple was eventually restored in 323 BC after Alexander's death with works by the sculptors Pheidias, Polycletus, Chrysilas, and Phradmon, and continued to attract thousands of visitors and pilgrims from across the world. So that'll be really helpful for some of those more expensive religious buildings. Let's take a look. Now, yeah, Awesome Temple of Ceres only costs 2,240 denarii now. That's really nice. It's gonna save us a lot of money. So we can start investing in some more religious buildings soon. Now, Sardis is ours. So can we right away abandon the city? How much do we need to leave behind? Obviously we need to leave something, but let's leave behind some mercenary peltas. Since there's really not much here, there's no population really in Sardis, we don't really need to leave much as far as a garrison. We'll just leave those 2 units of mercenary peltas, and I can leave behind these 15 mercenary hoplites just because they're not really useful in Marcus Victor's army. Oh, did Marcus Victor just get Victor as his epithet? I think so. He was Marcus the Cruel last turn, but taking Sardis, maybe taking a 4th wonder of the world. One man taking 4 wonders does kind of earn him Marcus Victor, finally. There we go, Marcus Victor. I like the sound of that. You don't always get that in every campaign. You have to do a lot of conquering with one man to earn Victor. That's pretty cool. And he's only 30 years old. That's some Alexander the Great level of conquest. All right, now, there are Egyptians here, Pontus is here, and the Greeks are here. We have a lot of enemies on all fronts. So we might want to honestly plant Marcus Victor on this little river crossing here if we're going to be attacked by a lot of enemies. I kind of hope that Pontus fails to take Pergamum and we can sweep in and take that city because it's a big city. But we'll see. I do want to make sure the Greeks get knocked out of the game. And then I don't know what I want to do with this part of the world. How much is Sardis's mine worth, by the way? 200. Okay, not too bad. I mean, it wouldn't be bad to take all of Asia Minor. It's just, you can't just take all of Asia Minor. You're going to be dealing with constant attacks from Egypt for the rest of the game. So we can commit to that. But when it comes time for the Civil War, we're going to be fighting the strongest faction on Earth in Egypt. And the second and third strongest factions that aren't us are going to be our allies that we're fighting. So I don't know. I'm a little worried about overextending, but for now, I'm not going to stop. As long as the conquest is coming this easily, there's no harm in taking a place like Sardis, which is going to pay for itself immediately. May as well just pick it up. Whether we lose it in the future, I don't know. But for now, expansion is the name of the game. Okay, let's go ahead and end this turn. There's nothing else we can do this turn, really. And see what developments happen. Ooh, Pontus wants to talk to us. Do they want an alliance? They want trade rights. Obviously trade rights. That is a great idea, because we now border them with a lot of cities, including a lot of port cities. So there's probably going to be a good amount of money in naval trade with Pontus. Let's see if we can exchange map information with them. Yes, they have... Oh, interesting. They do have these 4 regions, which means Pergamum is the last city of the Greeks. So maybe they just took Galatia, which means they might be about to knock the Greeks out of the game. Part of me wants to get an alliance with Pontus. But realistically, will I honor that alliance? Probably not, because I'm going to be too nervous about them hanging out just north of my cities. We won't go for an alliance immediately, but I'm glad to have their map information. That is really useful. I'm also glad to know that I'm trading with them, getting as much money as possible out of that part of the world. Okay, it's time. Mutinies has decided to try and take Carthage. He only has 926 men. He only has 4 units or 5 units of infantry that can knock down the walls. So that's good. But if they manage to open the gates, they have 150 very good heavy cavalry. Mutinies is scary. He's been in the war, so he has extra hit points. He has... I mean, his stats are, good, brave, +2 morale. Yikes. That's a scary unit. Balhano isn't the best, but he's got heavy cavalry, and they have experience. Attack of 17, defense of 20, charge bonus of 6, good morale and good stamina on Mutinies as bodyguard. So, whew, we really need to kill the infantry before they breach the city so that we don't have to fight that heavy cavalry in the streets. But we've got a lot of archers. Archers are always so overpowered on the walls. Carthage has nice big walls. I think we can handle this, but if they manage to open the gates, it's all over. So, okay, start deployment, take everyone off the walls for now, and let's reassign. So, what do we have over here? This is just some Peltas. So this unit is of no concern. Balearic Slingers are horrible. They're also really of no concern here. Okay, over here, this ram will get burned up, definitely. Not worried about the ram. I'm mostly worried about this tower and this unit of desert infantry with the ladders, 160 infantry. They're pretty decent. So we want to commit most of our archers to right over here to fight the desert infantry pushing the tower and the ladders. Let's put my best 2 units of archers right here. So 1 unit here, they're gonna have the best shot. They actually have a shot on the desert infantry right away. And then my second best unit of archers will go right here. Maybe I should have... I'll have a unit of Principes up here as well to welcome the tower if they make it to the front gates, which they probably will with that tower, or to the wall. Maybe 1 more unit of archers right over here. They can also get some shots in on the desert infantry. And then we can have, obviously, this tiny unit of Libyan mercenaries. I always like putting over the gatehouse because they fit within this little section right here. So they'll hold on to the gatehouse even if an enemy pushes onto the gateway. Then I have 1 more unit of archers that I haven't assigned. I kind of want to put them here to get some shots on the Balearic Slingers and the desert infantry, but I can just put Libyan mercenaries right here. Let's put Libyan mercenaries right here, and then I could do maybe some peasants up here just to fight these Numidian javelin men. I mean, they're just kind of a junk filler unit here. But I think we can handle Balearic Slingers and Numidian javelin men with these Libyan mercenaries and these peasants. And then, what else do I have? I have a unit of Hastati. I mean, if these desert infantry made it to the wall, I would want to use the Hastati on them, but they're not going to. Maybe I could have my Hastati honestly over here instead of these peasants. Let's put our Hastati right up here. That'll be good. They'll throw some missiles down and fight on the walls with these Balearic slingers and these Numidian javelin men. They can fire at will when they have a shot. These peasants, we can put, let's just put them over here to provide moral support to any troops that are fighting potentially, if you know these ladders make it to the wall, or if we're fighting these desert infantry, we can have our peasants over here just so they feel like we have reinforcements nearby. Okay, so start the battle. These two units are going to have a shot right away on this desert infantry. We're going to do as much damage as possible to this unit, probably killing them basically right away. This unit should not last. Since we have the high ground, we have 2 units of archers, they should not last for long. Yeah, they're taking good casualties. Now, we really, I hope we can burn up this tower, but we're barely going to have a shot with this gateway, and it's going to also be firing at the ram. Let me have this unit use flaming arrows and fire at the ram. Don't fire at will. Fire at the desert infantry, and they will also hit the ram. Okay, why are we taking damage here? From the tower, maybe? Okay, you guys are shooting at the desert infantry, pushing the ladders. Don't fire at will. Fire at this desert infantry pushing the siege tower. That's what I'm mostly worried about. Fire at them. This unit's down to 72. It's not really a threat anymore. Okay, this unit is firing. Perfect. We burned up that ram. Stop firing fire arrows. Just fire at will, get some damage on this unit of desert infantry. Over here, this unit of Balearic slingers is gone. This unit of Numidian javelin men is going to be fighting my Hastati. They've thrown their Pila already, so that's good. Okay, this unit of desert infantry, yes, they're taking a lot of casualties. That's good. This unit is kind of gonna make it on the walls. Everyone shoot at this unit of desert infantry real quick and see if we can get them below the threshold where they drop a ladder. That would be ideal. You go ahead and fire at will. Hopefully they fire... Okay, they're going to fire down at this unit of desert infantry. That's not a bad thing. At this point, this desert infantry is the biggest threat because they're going to make it onto the walls and they're going to fight hand-to-hand with these archers. So let me go ahead and retreat with these archers. And let me get my... Do I get my Principes over there? I don't know. Archers, I kind of want you to flee off the walls. I don't want to lose these archers. So you guys go over to this portion of wall. You guys just flee off the walls. Just let the Principes do the fighting. Don't skirmish. Just let the Principes do the fighting. Over here, the Principes will fight the couple of desert infantry, the 19 that are going to get in here. And then they will fight the desert infantry over here. That's perfect. Okay. Archers are getting to safety. What's happening over here? Okay, these Hastati are fighting these Numidian javelin men. Not a problem. This tower is going to finish off this unit of Balearic slingers. Not a problem. How you guys feeling, Principes? They don't feel great. Let me reassign my commander to get off the walls, and we're going to try and get him over near my Principes just for moral support. Oh, this is not a tower we can climb down. Okay, get over to this portion of wall then. Just run along the walls. Okay. Over here, are my archers getting to safety? Yes, they are. Get out of the way. Just run all the way over to this portion of wall. You guys... I mean, I could just send the... Let me just send the peasants up to fight this desert infantry. They are shaken, but at least they will protect the Roman archers. Come on, guys. Get off the walls. I'm worried about my archers here. Okay. How's it going over here? The Principes are fighting these desert infantry, and they're going to break. There's not that many of them left, and once they've cleared this... Come on, there's 4 left. We can almost ignore that. But we can't ignore this unit until they're all dead because we don't want them to just turn the gateway and then bring in all the heavy cavalry. So finish this guy off. Now go fight these desert infantry. Perfect. Okay. Peasants, you no longer need to get involved. You guys, archers, shoot these desert infantry from the low ground. That's perfect. What's happening over here? Okay. So we basically have defeated all of the infantry, which means We have defended the city. Okay. We are taking some arrows from this tower, so let me get my archers to safety. They're getting shot by the tower right now, so get out of there. Principes are coming to fight these desert infantry. Peasants are going to try and climb up this tower. Hopefully they can take it back. We're losing some archers to the towers here, but that's okay. I think we'll get them back because they're casualties to the towers. Alright, this is the last conflict of this battle. We don't need to fight all the heavy cavalry because they'll have no way of getting into the city. Without this infantry taking the walls, the battle is lost for them, and they'll have to leave. They're wavering, and they would be getting flanked if the peasants could figure out what they're doing. But the peasants are totally confused by where they're standing, so they don't know how to get up on the walls. I've given them a specific kind of formation to go up on the walls now, so hopefully they can actually figure it out. No, they're just all going to die there, which is bad for morale for my Principes, but they should be fine. They're going to win this. Yeah. Last couple of desert infantry. These Principes are actually shaken despite being 68 versus 6. So we're going to rally troops with my commander here. Okay. Last 3 of the Numidians. Come on, guys. See, this desert infantry is not bad on the walls. They held up pretty well to my Principes. Okay. Alright. Average victory. I'll take that. They killed 285 of us. We killed 624 of them. All of their infantry is dead, so they'll have to leave the battle. Do we heal? Yeah, we healed a good amount of archers and Hastati. All of the units that were killed by this tower were healed. So we didn't... I mean, we lost a lot of peasants. That was most of what we lost. Some Principes, but overall, pretty successful battle. And now Captain Oxinta is coming to attack Luca Astorius. What do you have? A lot of Numidian javelin men. How are they? Melee attack of 3, defense of 4. They're just kind of junky javelin men. Some archers, barely any real infantry or cavalry, so... We should be able to win this, but it's possible we have a break with our light cavalry because we don't have much of it, in which case this will be a loss, but I'm just going to try it. If we can kill Captain Oxinta here and cause a break, then it would be nice to kill all this infantry here outside of Thapsus. So let's try it, Luca. Not an easy battle, but definitely possible. This is an opportunity where hoplites would be very useless. The only use for my hoplites is if for some reason all of those missile cavalry charge into them, but they won't. So we're going to leave all my infantry here. Hopefully not really going to have to use them. I'm hoping to do this with just my cavalry, but let's see how we want to do this. Just drop the cavalry all together, and we want to just be charging into enemy infantry, the javelin men, and just causing lots of breaks. Morale is going to be my best friend here, so... let's go ahead and pull up on this flank, try and run into position. And how do we want to do this? Let's turn my Numidian mercenaries to not fire at will. We want to use my infantry, or my just kind of melee cavalry first. Just charge this Numidian javelin men, get them to skirmish, hopefully we can break them and just cause a couple of breaks before the battle really starts. We're saving our Numidian mercenaries for skirmishing against their Numidian cavalry. Okay. This unit is shaken. Beautiful. Broken already. We want to let them be broken. We don't want to run them all down. We want there to be broken troops on the field so we can cause a mass rout. So charge these Numidian javelin men. Can we break them? They're broken. Now, this desert infantry is only 64, and they do have broken units near them, but they do have a bonus fighting against cavalry. So if we can break them, we're set, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to break them. They're wavering. Can we break them? Down to shaken. Ooh, this maybe was not ideal. Okay, back out of there. Rally troops. Just survive this conflict. Don't have a break. Back up. Now, let's get my Numidian mercenaries to go deal with the desert infantry. Now, up here, what's happening? Numidian cavalry are going to exchange some missiles with my Principes, that's fine. Roman general is getting attacked by the enemy archers, so let's just back up Luca, get him to safety. He's getting hit by those archers. Okay, we want to take out the desert infantry with our Numidian mercenaries here. Don't even skirmish, honestly. Well, you can skirmish, yeah. Just do some damage to this desert infantry. We should be able to break them. And then we'll use Numidian mercenaries as cavalry here. Principes are taking some damage here, but nothing too severe. Just light knocks. Okay, now fire at will, and let's charge into this desert infantry. Let's get my cavalry to come in on this flank as well. Perfect, we have one break. You guys come in, attack these Numidian javelin men. We should have breaks kind of all over. This unit's gonna break, beautiful. This unit should break. Archers, beautiful. Beautiful, everyone's breaking, okay. All right, now let's turn everyone's attention to this side over here, get our best units first. Luca, our units with a good amount of strength, and then I'll send in my Numidian mercenaries. They're not bad, I mean, they are kind of bad at melee, but they at least have 160 strength between them, so useful for breaking units, even if they're not very good at fighting. What's happening with the infantry? Nothing? Good. That's what I wanted. I wanted them to be not at all involved. Okay, we've broken most of the enemy army at this point. We just want to cut down as many of these fleeing javelin men as possible. We don't care about the cavalry. They can escape if they want to. We're up to 85% already, which means we may have already basically gotten the best result possible. We just needed to disband the enemy army. But we'll see if we can get some more experience for any of these troops. Speed this up. Just hunt down whoever you can reach. Okay, we'll continue the battle, get a few more kills, but that's a victory. Beautiful, we took 129 casualties, killed 1,314 of them, but I think they will disband. Gained 2 units of experience for Luca Astorius, and gained some experience for my cavalry as well. Okay, we were finally attacked again by the Spanish. They broke their ceasefire, which means we can kill them outside of Palma and reassign the units inside of Palma. But we'll deal with that in a moment. We have some Principes and Thapsus to bring over to Luca Astorius, and some more Numidian mercenaries. I'll definitely take them. Principes, go over to Luca. Go up to Carthage. Honestly, I kind of want to get some repairs at Carthage. Let's see if we can unqueue all these peasants and just get repairs. And then we'll merge together these fleets so that we can hopefully free up a spot and build... What do we want to build here? Maybe some more Equites. It seems like that's pretty useful against the... Oh, no, I think we need more archers because we're going to need to fight desert infantry, and Equites are really bad at fighting desert infantry, so we need some more archers for this army. We'll take the good troops out of Carthage and retrain what we have with Luca, and we'll take Luca and go fight at Cirta. Yeah, Mutinies barely has anything left, just 4 units here. That other army completely disbanded, so that feels good. Diplomatic information. We are now at war with Spain again. Egypt has gotten a ceasefire with SPQR. I wonder if we could get a ceasefire with them. Is it possible? Could we get a ceasefire? No. The wise and belligerent pharaoh sees no reason to stop fighting just yet. I like that. Wise and belligerent. This is still a Greek capital, and it's no longer under siege, which means Pontus failed their siege of Pergamum. So Marcus Victor may yet be able to go over and get Pergamum. So let's go ahead and just jump into the hitbox of this unit, or this army of Pontus. And I mean, this is kind of exposing Sardis to being attacked by the Egyptians, but I'm okay with that. Sardis is pretty worthless. There's like no population, no buildings I really care about there. So let's just see if we can get Pergamum. If I can get Pergamum, and even if it means losing Sardis and Halicarnassus, I would be okay with that. Let's bring over this ship and pick up the Principes in Halicarnassus, bring them down to Rhodes for some repairs, and then I'll bring over a couple units of Hastati and archers to Halicarnassus, just in case we get attacked there. Rhodes, are you okay? I know you're a little upset. Yeah, they're gonna be okay. Bring over these reinforcements to Halicarnassus. Honestly, maybe we should just get them straight to this bridge. We'll see. We'll put them somewhere, but for now they're going to hang out on this bridge, and we'll get this ship back in this port. For now, how unhappy are you, Rhodes? No, they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. Now, can we Can we talk to the Greeks? Yes, I think we can. But look, the Brutii are already landing at Nicomedia. They are moving so fast. They've gotten Byzantium. They'll have Nicomedia probably next turn or the turn after. So we do need to kind of push quickly if we want to secure the good cities in this area. I'm glad we're getting Pergamum, but we might want to just push in and take all of Asia Minor, even if it means us fighting the Egyptians. Okay, we're not going to make it quite all the way to Pergamum, so I'm hopefully going to see an agent of the Greeks somewhere over here that I can talk to. I don't think so, though. No. Go there. Okay, next turn we can talk to the Greeks at Pergamum. Whew, I see how they defended this city. Look at this army. So experienced. 3 generals, Eumenes of Sparta, their faction leader, their faction heir, a lot of missile troops. Yeah, if they get a couple turns of repairs, this is going to be a tough battle for us. But at least we have onagers. I mean, we don't really have any heavy infantry, though. So we're going to need to bring some of this heavy infantry to fight at Pergamum if we want to take Pergamum on the walls. But we're just playing this by ear, seeing if we can get Pergamum. I really hope Pontus doesn't attack us. But if they do... Oh, God. Scythe chariots. I forgot about the chariots. We're going to need more hoplites if we're fighting Pontus. Hopefully they just get distracted by the Brutii. I think they're going to attack at the end of this turn, and then hopefully they don't attack us, and hopefully the Egyptians don't attack us. We'll see. Take a look at our construction report. At Segestica, we completed a Temple of Ceres. We'll go for... What do we want to build here? Maybe we'll go for sewers in Segestica. We want to get up to 6,000 population as quickly as possible. Get that population growth rate up a little bit. Yuvavum is finally up to a large town. We will, first off, build some paved roads, just in case we ever need to reinforce Yuvavum if someone comes to attack it. Won't really help too much with trade, yeah, but will help with the protection of Yuvavum if someone tries to attack. At Thapsus, we got a large Temple of Jupiter. That's helping with our public order a little bit. Let's go straight up to, I want an awesome temple, but how much would a shipwright be worth? Ooh, an extra 200 per turn. Let's still get an awesome Temple of Jupiter. I want to keep Thapsus at yearly games, and that brings us down to 85% public order with all these peasants as a garrison. So we want to get our religious level as high as possible in Thapsus. In Athens, we got a market. And what do we want to build here? Public baths. We're still working on the population here. It's still pretty bad at Athens. At Sardis, we did some repairs, but we can't build anything because we're very far away from being a large town. We have a new family member, Crispina. Senate offices assigned. What do we think? Is it a little bit better? Can we get 2 at least? Okay, 2. Not bad. Lucius Julius got Praetor. And, okay, ex-Quaestor, ex-Aedile, Praetor, Lucius Julius, pretty good overall. So that's +1 law, +1 influence, another +2 law, +1 management. Okay, that's pretty good. I'll take that. And we got Aedile for Manius Julius. Not surprising, he's very good, one of our best. Aedile... +1 management, +1 law, and that's the first... No, he actually held Quaestor as well, so that's +1 influence. So, pretty good. And, it looks like Captain Cacumatus is coming to attack Mediolanium from the north. So, I'm going to bring Lucius Julius to command Captain Canius here, and we'll bring in some archers. Hopefully they attack us at the bridge, but they tend to try to attack Mediolanium when they're coming from this mountain pass. So, we'll have to probably attack to defend Mediolanium. But I'm going to try and get some more strength. We've got some more troops in the area. So get some archers up from Arretium, some Astati up from Ariminum. Aquincum has expanded as expected. So get a governor's villa here. That will be very nice. Finally, we can get some better buildings here up at a large town. It's been a town for a long time. Aquincum was one of our very early conquests. Take a look at our end of turn report. Profited 375. That's not bad. Things are turning around. And of course, we were besieged at Palma. Should not be too difficult, though. I mean, Spain, they never really have any idea what's going on. Bull warriors are pretty fun. But other than that, I mean, they don't have a general here. They don't have enough forces. They're fighting against Quintus Victor. Oh, wow. We have 2 victors. That's pretty good. Good job, Quintus. But we will free Palma a little bit later this turn. Let's take a look at Diviacus of Aduatucorum. Ooh, this is a pretty big army. And it's pretty diverse as well. It's not their usual warband spam. He's not that good. Only 2 stars of command. Let's... Oof. Okay, I'm going to move Manius Julius up 1 square so that hopefully next turn he can make it to this bridge. But that still keeps him out of range of Diviacus of Aduatucorum. So next turn we can move up to Massilia if this guy does not move up. And then we can start besieging Massilia, which will be very nice. Okay, let's take Quintus Victor and attack Captain Etor and Captain Danel of the Spanish. And do I want to... Let's chase off this fleet so that if these armies break, everyone will die. They'll have nowhere to flee to. So we will go ahead and chase off Admiral Ander. That way they have nowhere to run to. And we will see if we can sink Admiral Anton here. Yes, we did manage to sink him, so that's good. And let's sally out and fight Captain Etor. He'll bring Captain Danel. Long Shield Cavalry, some Bull Warriors. They're very good. Bull Warriors are no joke. Melee attack of 14, 2 hit points, 18 missile attack with their javelins. Total defense of 12. Excellent morale. One of the best units in the early game. But they only have 1 of those. They have 2 units of Naked Fanatics, which will be useful. 2 units of Skirmishers. I mean, they could play this well if they're smart. That reinforcing army is pretty scary. But the primary army, 2 units of Iberians, and 1 unit of Naked Fanatics, that will be a pushover. Now, the stronger army will be coming directly from the north. We gotta remember that. So let's go ahead and fight this battle. I wonder if we might be able to fight that reinforcing army solo as it enters the battlefield. Probably not though, because we're sallying out. Yeah, directly to the north. I mean, maybe we could fight them solo, but I don't think it would be beneficial because they're uphill to us. So I think it'd be better if they come to us. So let's just knock out this first army first, and then we will deal with the reinforcements. So we will commit a couple of units of unexperienced Hastati. They will be the soldiers who will fight this first army, and then we'll save the rest for the second army. We'll also use our Balearic Slingers, see if we can get a shot on this army. I think they're too far away, but if for some reason they come into range, we can use those slingers. I have my general here, and then I'll save the rest of the more experienced Hastati as just a reserve over here. The peasants I will leave on the city center. Let's go ahead and start this battle. We will bring our units of Hastati out one at a time. Just get them outside of the city. We want to fight this first army solo if possible. Okay. So let's go ahead and just kind of charge at them. We want to start this fight with them. Slow this down, get my general up here, get my slingers up here. And then I could bring out the rest of the Hastati as just reinforcements. Get them out here now so they're ready to fight the second army. Do 2 units at a time. Okay. Now, move a little closer. Do 2 units wide like this. This unit will go on this flank. This unit will go on this flank. Get my general to right here. Get my slingers up to here. Okay, 2 more units of Hastati can exit the city now. And let's send these 2 over to right here. We want to use the walls in natural defense. Okay, you guys all have fire at will enabled. Let's see if we can get a good volley in. Nice, good volley into the Naked Fanatics, which is a good unit to hit with Pila, because they're very strong, they are enhanced by Warcry, and they don't have a lot of armor. Okay, we're getting some shots in with the slingers as well. And we're taking some damage from the slingers, which isn't ideal. But I think we could honestly break these units right now if we just charge in. Because this unit is down to 30. They're wavering. Let's get my general in here. That unit's broken. Iberians are pretty bad, and we're getting some Pila into them. Yeah, this unit's broken.
Show their true virtue. They are not soldiers,
Nice.
only
This is going really well. Okay.
running from our
So, everyone stop firing. General, chase these guys down. And Hastati, you guys go ahead and reinforce the other Hastati. We want a nice big line of Hastati using the walls as defense. Get the other 2 units out here as well. Okay, let my general just hunt down all of these Iberians as they flee. Don't really need to. Again, any unit that flees this battle of the enemy will disband because they have no squares to run to. But still, it's good experience for my general. Come on. Kill these Iberians. Beautiful. And then let me get my slingers behind the front line here. Sprint into position. Okay. Now, we don't have a tower right here to use. So let's draw up here with the flank of my Hastati so we can maybe use this tower. They don't like to brush up against towers, but I mean, actually over here they are brushing up against the tower. So they're going to take some good damage from that. But let's go ahead and drop like this, fire at will, guard mode. You 4 are the units that we've already used, so we want you on the flank. You're not as useful because you don't have Pila. Oh, we have a couple of Pila in these 2 units, so let's actually put you guys there. You guys would just guard the flank. These 2 units of slingers pull up to here, and then these units can pull up as well as auxiliaries. Let's get my general over here for moral support in case it's needed. And let me make sure everyone has fire at will. And guard mode. Okay. Good. Okay. Now... yeah, they really don't have much of a chance here. I mean, they've got a decent army here. They're just going to charge them with their long shields, aren't they? They always do this. Let's have our slingers stop here so they can get some shots into the long shields. And then maybe we can get some Pila into them as well, because they're going to run right by the front of the army. Oh yeah, they're going to take good damage here. We're probably going to take some damage to our front line because of the slingers as well. But we'll get some good Pila into them. Whoo! Oh my god, those long shields. They lost like 50 cavalry. Alright. That was scary. So yeah, we are definitely hitting our troops in the back with these slingers, but that's just how it goes. They have really shallow arc, so they end up hitting the back of this front line. But that's okay. I'm not mad at them. Alright, let's have these 2 units of Hastati take up right here on the flank because they have Pila still. These 2 units will march further back to just guard our rear. Should we just charge these skirmishers? Maybe. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to have my general go kill these skirmishers just to get a little more experience and because they will be less dangerous if we just charge them and break them. Pretty easy thing to break. These bull warriors are going to be gnarly, so we need some Pila and probably some Balearic slingers to deal with them. Are we firing at the bull warriors? I think so. Hopefully we get some Pila into them. Yes. Getting some Pila in, they're throwing back, and this is gonna hurt. Their missiles are gnarly. Yeah, we took like 30, 40 casualties to this unit of Hastati that they hit. They're gonna have a morale issue here, so let me bring my general over for moral support. The unit of skirmishers broke pretty easily. Bull warriors are scary. No, actually they're not gonna cause any morale issues because they're just turning their back to my slingers. Or my slingers. And they're getting shot in the back. So that is exactly how I would like to deal with bull warriors. Let me keep just shuffling around my general, keep him safe. We're gonna keep shooting these bull warriors. Threat neutralized. Beautiful, they broke. Now, let me send my general to go kill these skirmishers, and, I mean, honestly, we can kill these skirmishers too. Let's just get a bunch of kills for my general. Let me reassign my slingers to shoot at these naked fanatics. General, go just chase people down, get some kills. I'll speed this up now. Nice, we just went up another chevron of experience. Let me get my general to safety because the naked fanatics are chasing him. Let me slow this down. There we go. Yeah, naked fanatics are trying to chase down my general, so actually go around this way. Try and circle back to the battle. Let me get my slingers to safety. They're chasing right now because they're not on guard mode, so I'm going to reassign them to be behind the front lines again. General's getting to safety. See if we can hunt down these bull warriors before they escape. Maybe, maybe not. Every kill we can get from our general is good. Silver chevron already. We can get to gold chevron. Would be useful for fighting the Spanish and the Numidians. You got like one of them. Okay. Well, let's go. Who do we want to attack? Yeah, attack these naked fanatics. You can handle naked fanatics. 67 of them. We're just gonna rally troops right before we make contact. Probably tired at this point. Yes, but that's okay. Should be a good charge. Rally troops. Boom, and they break. Nice. Took a couple casualties there, but nothing too bad, and these skirmishers should be pretty easy to kill after that. Cut down some naked fanatics. Go break these skirmishers. They're wavering. These naked fanatics say they are steady. Let's get away from them in that case. Sometimes morale is weird, sometimes they really are steady when they shouldn't be. Even though all the units around them are breaking, and they're exhausted. Okay, they're shaken now. Okay, charge them, they're shaken. Rally troops. Keep my general safe at the back. They should break here. Wavering. If they don't break, retreat. Get my general out of there. Don't want him to die, just because I'm being greedy about experience. Yeah, no. Do not want to lose him. Let's just let him chase down fleeing troops. Okay, skirmishers reformed, so we can still get them with my general a little later, but let's let the slingers finish off these naked fanatics real quick. Shields are facing the wrong way. Youch. Not good for them. Okay, now I'm going to charge them, and that should be an easy kill for my general. Still going to rally troops to keep my general safe. Beautiful, nice, easy win. Go get these skirmishers. They broke. Couple more kills for my general. Nice. Okay, so we killed 1,312 of them. They killed 56 of us. We gained 1 experience for Quintus Victor, and that's about it. Nice, easy win. Ooh, we got good commander for Quintus Victor. We got Barbarian Turncoat for +1 command fighting against barbarians. Veteran Centurion for +1 command when commanding infantry. Very nice. All right, we don't really need to retrain that much. Although I guess it doesn't hurt to retrain for 1 turn. We'll build 1 more unit of infantry and, or maybe, yeah, 1 more unit of Equites. And the next turn we will potentially take off for Ceuta. I mean, I kind of just want to attack Spain. But we'll see. We'll see how much of an army we're able to put together at Carthage, and that will determine whether we go for Spain or if we try to finish off the Numidians first. And I think that is a wonderful place to end this part. So we've pushed forward into Sardis. We have gotten Manius Julius to safety. We've secured Lucius Julius and the northern front with Mediolanium. We have protected Carthage, protected Palma. We have a plan for taking Spain and or Numidia, pushing into Pontus, potentially. Or maybe just letting my allies fight Pontus while we push in against Pergamum and the Egyptians. Our economy is coming together. Things are moving very quickly, and the Marian reforms are coming soon. But I want to thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the series as much as I am. If you haven't subscribed already, I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers. That's what I'm trying to get to. I just passed 800 subscribers. So thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.